Welcome back, agents, for the last lesson of Module 11, License to Thrill. I'm going to pull up my slides and we'll get to it. This is Training in the Art of Connection, Module 11, Lesson 3. Intimacy is being seen and known as the person you really are. It is a crucial ingredient to the success and happiness of two individuals building a life together. This is Module 11, License to Thrill. Our mission agenda for this week has been let's talk about sex and intimacy. We've gone over emotional and physical intimacy. We talked about bedroom games, and now we're going over the big picture. I want to tell you a little story that I first heard from marriage researcher and author Sheila Gregoire. Imagine you're first married and somebody you trust gives you the advice that the key to a happy marriage is going out to eat once a week. So you obediently follow this advice. Let's say the husband takes his wife out to dinner every single week. And every single week you have the same experience. You show up to a restaurant to enjoy the ambiance and the atmosphere, and you both order from the menu an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. But every single week, the appetizer for the wife comes out and she enjoys it. And then the main course for the wife comes out and she lathers the butter on the steak and fully loads her baked potato and enjoys every single bite. And finally, the dessert comes out and she starts to enjoy that, and the husband gets his appetizer. But by the time he starts to eat it, the wife is full and happy and ready to go, and the husband never gets to enjoy his meal. Unfortunately, this is a scenario that all too often happens in marriages. One spouse or the other doesn't get to fully enjoy their sexual experiences. If this is the case, the question should not be, why are we not going out to eat more often? The question should be, why are you not getting your food? So it's important to remember to put your focus on both of you enjoying your intimate sexual experiences. And if you are not, let's figure out why. Remembering that couples who have great sex over the long term have two key characteristics in common. It's not the frequency or the crazy hanging from the chandeliers kind of sex that they have. The two things that they share in common is that they share a strong friendship and trust, like we've been talking about, and that they prioritize their sexual relationship. This is a quote taken from Emily Nagoski, who is the author of Come As You Are, which is a fantastic book that I highly recommend you start with if both of you are not fully enjoying your sexual experience. There is a continuum of involvement in lovemaking, ranging from pity all the way to passionate. At the bottom of this scale is pity sex, motivated by guilt, frustration, begging, or to avoid conflict. Neither partner is enjoying any real intimacy, and this leads to resentment by one or both partners. Then you have duty sex, which is more driven by marital obligation. It's meeting physical needs without any real satisfaction, and it does not foster true intimacy. Going up the scale to 3 or 4 is more of a nurturing kind of sexual experience, where you're honoring the needs of the higher desire partner and done willingly with various levels of participation and fulfillment. Even higher is that 5 to 7 connecting sex range, which is warm, slow, playful, and tender, and may slide across the continuum from nurturing to passionate. And then you have that 8 to 10 passionate sex. It has more intensity, focus, time, orgasms. It's that thermonuclear wow sex that Hollywood loves to portray. Now remember that every sexual encounter is not going to be to that passionate level. However, the goal for that more of our sexual experiences to be that way than not. And in order to make that a reality, both partners must be giving their full consent. If both partners aren't fully on board, one or both partners should feel comfortable to say no and perhaps even offer an alternate scenario that might better meet the needs of one or both partners in that specific time period. So with that being said, wherever you're going, enjoy the ride. When we agreed to marriage, it was kind of like getting in the car with each other for a very, very, very long car ride. There are a couple of ways to experience a long car ride. You can white knuckle it until you get to your destination. You can mindlessly scroll or try to sleep your way through it. Or you can do as the couple in this picture is doing and put the top down, maybe crank up some tunes and enjoy every single sensation along the way. I love how her hands are raised and she's feeling the sunshine on her skin and the wind through her hair. They're stopping in fields of sunflowers to dance and even make love, and they're taking pieces of that experience with them along their journey. Now, in any long car ride, there's going to be potholes. There's going to be flat tires. You're going to have to stop for gas. There will be challenges all along the way. The question is, will we see these challenges as adventures and learn how to navigate through them? Or will we numb out and eventually just get out of the car? The choice is up to you, my friends. Will you stay committed to nurturing and developing a healthy, thriving sex life? Because it's not necessarily about the destination, but about the transformation. How will you get there? And will you enjoy the ride? I used to be so afraid of growing old. I didn't want to start forgetting things and getting all wrinkly until I saw this picture. And I started reading the research about how 60 and 70-year-old couples were reporting having the best sex of their whole lives. Now, trust me when I tell you that my whole goal in life is to make sure that we're not waiting until our 60s and our 70s to have the best sex of our lives. However, I do understand why that would be true. As we age, we start to accept ourselves and our situations with much more love and compassion. This couple is clearly footloose, fancy-free, and they don't care who's watching. Our sexual relationships are for ourselves. There's nobody else involved. Just as we've created a shared vision for our family and for our partnership, we can also create a shared sexual vision. And this one is mine. It's something that I strive for. You can feel free to use this one or create your own. It's entirely up to you. But my prayer for all of us is that we will look to the future with anxious anticipation and enjoy every single step of the way, creating the kind of love and desire and intimacy that will get us through even the most difficult of challenges. And with that being said, congratulations, special agents. Operation License to Thrill mission training is now complete. You've made it so far. Your mission this week, should you choose to accept it, is to create your yes, no, maybe list so that you're continuously learning and growing and adventuring together, as well as creating alternate scenarios. Spend some time coming up with 3 alternate scenarios to your normal default sexual encounter, whatever that is. Talk about and experiment with different types of talking, touching, and interacting with each other that bring you both pleasure. Write down 3 ways to spice things up and experiment with them this weekend. Take your regular sexual experience, whatever that is, off the table this week and enjoy new ways to be together, including sexual, non-sexual, and erotic scenarios. Good luck, agents. This is your final mission before we hit our 007 challenge. I can't express my gratitude and joy that you've made it this far. Enjoy your challenge this week. Use your imagination and let curiosity and vulnerability take over so that you can create a healthy, thriving sex life that brings you both joy, pleasure, and support. I can't wait to see you next week. And until then, enjoy your mission.